Alright,
Can't
so
believe
because OVS decided to be a shithead, I'm just gonna include a summary of what happened afterward about the whole
uh
magatama thing
mm,
in the video description. So it's recording now and you can move on. I have my water and stuff.
can't believe Rux called me fat and thirsty.
Damn.
I mean, like, you did get a drink and a snack? Fat and
Because I
thirsty.
was thirsty and hungry. Okay, well, I guess the thirsty point stands. But I'm not fat. We went through this yesterday,
Sure.
and I'm pretty sure you were there for it.
Waffle?
I think he went to do something. He said BRB.
Oh.
Size of polio.
How did you get polio?
Uh, stream was working until you just asked. Okay, now it's back. Continue.
What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean...
No, I've heard it's his successor this time. By the way, who's gonna be Franziska?
Six...
Since you're already Phoenix, I was gonna say if Waffle was Phoenix, then you should be Francisca.
Okay, I'll do both.
But I'm not. You shouldn't do both.
I think I have a good idea for a voice for her. I can do both.
Right.
Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win.
He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor, I wonder what kind of person they'll turn out to be.
It's no good. Oh. Curly! You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself?
Damn, how the fuck?
Wow.
Did she like run all the way there? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map.
Don't tell me you walked all the way here.
Okay. Oh, of course
Oh
not.
my god.
I ran.
Fucking endurance user.
She's a fucking.
That's, I can't, oh my, if it takes 2 hours by train, oh man.
Wow.
Really? What about the train? Huh? What's a train?
This travel's ridiculous!
She's so sheltered.
I give up.
It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday.
It feels good to hear that objection again.
Every trial was scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life...
Maya, please don't mention that name ever again.
Huh? But why, Nick?
I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know.
Huh?
He's gone, and he's not coming back.
Oh, right. He disappeared. That's right.
What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean?
Court will commence shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom.
Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway.
Nick? 2 hours by train. Ran all the way there.
Dude.
What a trooper.
She got some stamina.
Woman! Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and defense prepared? Same movements and everything.
What is with this kid?
How old is she at the time of this?
Let me see.
Mr. Wright, are you prepared? She's 18?
Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge.
Oh.
There's a whip.
Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma?
If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can...
She like mad with
Ow!
Edgeworth or something?
I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me.
A lefty?
Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Ow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Oh, you're giving her a German accent. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please.
I'll do my best. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate. And that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch.
Very well. What is the defense's position?
Your Honor?
Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. This is very redundant. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? Plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but the defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose.
3.
Witness, your name and occupation.
Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct.
Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder.
Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room.
What were they doing in there?
They, well, were channeling a spirit, sir.
Channeling a spirit? You're good.
It's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor.
Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room.
Ah, and that's when they found the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. So, how was the victim killed?
I was about to get to that.
Stop wasting my time then.
The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing.
So the victim was stabbed before being shot.
This is the victim's autopsy report, sir.
The court accepted its evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it?
It was the victim's.
The victim? Now why would he have... Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start.
Fingerprints? There were fingerprints.
Along with the victims. The defendant, Maya Faze, was also on the grip, sir.
So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon.
Ugh! I walked right into her hands there. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that?
It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away.
And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Tisk, 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead.
Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with?
A fruit knife?
I see. And whose knife was it?
Looks like it belongs to the face, sir. And of course, my face fingerprints are all over it.
All over it, huh?
This does not look good. What will you do now, Phoenix Wright? How severe was the wound?
If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand.
This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot?
Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal.
A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Ugh, what a pain.
That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered.
I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today.
Very well. The court accepts them into evidence.
The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time.
And 2 murder weapons. Both the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case.
Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there's no room left for doubt, is there?
That is quite true. Mr. Wright,
Yes?
even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose.
See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance.
This is a huge decision. I'd better think this through all the way. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined and she'd be labeled as a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor?
Have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright?
The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix, right? Detective?
Yes, sir.
Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike.
Yes, sir.
See here. Proceedings are run by... Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony.
I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence.
Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
There's a hole? Hold on, wait. We need to look at that again. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this.
This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir.
I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright.
Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapon and blood splatters on her clothes.
I can't expect it, damn it.
Could this situation get any worse? Huh, what's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. There's blood on the costume.
Lab results show that it is the victim's blood.
So there was blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes.
Definitely not good. So, are there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence?
Well...
If you must change the topic, the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Let's move on.
Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct.
Oh, even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that.
There is a hole.
There is a hole. There must be something about this costume.
Holy shit!
Ah! 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 Ah.
Thank you.
I just have to look harder.
Right. Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. God. Even the judge. Even the judge.
Ah, looks like my time's up. So about the costume. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence.
What?
What are you talking about, pal?
Problem you're talking about?
I've come this far. There's no turning back now.
Alright, Waffle.
The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume.
Sleeve? There is a tiny hole here.
A hole? That wasn't in the report.
Hold on! What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder.
Gunpowder? No one ever told me.
A hole that smells of gunpowder.
Looks like I found the hole I was looking for.
More hole puns.
Your Honor, the only logical conclusion that you can make is that it must be a bullet hole.
Order, order, order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before trying anything else.
Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir.
Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight.
While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then...
No way!
Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes? Heh, having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling.
You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
Yeah, I did.
Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean?
What does it mean?
I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back?
You're right.
It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything.
Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Huh. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Miss Von Karma?
It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
Correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty.
That's right.
Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all.
No.
Yes, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
Huh? How so?
Ah.
Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course.
Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ugh. Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
What if the doctor just pulled a Persona 3?
During the challenge, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim had used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it.
The scenario we have put together does make sense.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Wright,
On the surface, it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily.
please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please.
So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him.
But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad.
How badly hurt would you say he was?
Actually, I went to get blood the other day. And afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Ah. Sorry.
Wait, he got stabbed? Didn't we say, like, oh, you can't, you hurt?
Where in the world did that pistol come from?
It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day.
But a handgun?
He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder.
Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? So you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. 2 of them were already fighting when a shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing.
Eh? What do you mean?
This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume?
Gunpowder burn?
This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Oh,
But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume.
That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean?
It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Ugh. Well then. That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There. That should satisfy even you.
That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. There's a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor.
fatal.
Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. The hole in the wall. This is the piece of evidence that destroys the logic.
Is that folding screen?
I would like to point the court's attention to this hole in the folding screen. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about.
Who? Where? What?
Mr. Wright, your explanation, please.
Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground.
Order, order. This changes everything.
Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And that bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. She was standing here, near the folding screen. But wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You...
I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation?
Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time?
Squatting all the way by the folding screen?
Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Yeah.
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense.
Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason.
Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job.
Ugh.
Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the... Blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you'd have been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amused me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective. How dare you damage my perfect logic?
Huh? How is it all my fault?
You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee.
Wow.
Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later.
Punishment?
Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? There's gotta be Lotta.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. To be continued. Soggy banana.
Banana.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, welcome
Hello?
back.
Are you doing Phoenix now?
I probably could, yeah.
If
I
you
should
ever-
be able to.
If you ever, if your throat starts hurting again, I can just take over, no big deal.
Or you can power through, like Werewolf Sonic.
Ah! Ah! That was a close one.
I know you're giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air.
I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself.
Oh.
But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone to believe in you.
Thanks. Wait, tricked?
That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is?
Oh yeah, I don't have to do
Yeah.
Lada either.
I'm pretty sure it's Lola Hart.
Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sis ghost will come and haunt you. Ooh. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Maya? Mia? Yeah. You remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that.
Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of. Ow!
I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy.
Yes, sir.
Bring in the photographer who did witness the channeling. I hate these V's, dude. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please.
Hey, Phoenix. How you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yowza!
Name and occupation.
I declare, one tarnation. Hey, Judge,
What
this here is violent
tarnation?
against my fair self.
That's fine.
That's fine. That ain't fine. That's a whip.
Bitch!
Yeah.
There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. I like that
Shut
word
up, bitch!
a lot. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder.
Shut up, bitch!
I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's not a heart. Paranormal photographer. I'm here to testify.
Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? What the fuck?
I'm so glad I don't have to voice Lada anymore.
Only the doctor and the defendant went to the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door and then bang! We hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant, waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room.
Did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place?
Reckon course. Eh? Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for you, reckon? Of course I did. Yeah.
Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court.
The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. Here's the picture.
Something looks odd about Maya's head, or her face. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in the room.
Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I will clear all doubt about Maya through cross-examination. Just watch me.
Fails.
Epic fail.
Instant.
Was it really only those two that went in?
What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not?
Eh.
Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them?
Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went in that room.
Hold on. You can't have the defense testifying against its own client.
Anyway, folks, only the two of them went to the channeling chamber. You hear?
But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue.
Was it really a gunshot?
Are you insane? You must have heard it as well.
Eh.
Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot?
Yes, I think it was something like that. Sounded like a gunshot.
And why are we here listening to the defense testify?
And the world becomes just a little cooler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I'll tell you what that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down.
Honestly, Mr. Phoenix, right? Why don't you tell us what happened then?
Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man.
Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see.
I didn't even on you. I can like bash the shit out of you. The judge is smiling at her openly. I'll take that as a good sign.
And what did you see once you broke in?
Waffle does Warrior's dash attack.
Shit. Are you sure it was the defendant Maya Fey? Oh my god. Sure, I'm sure. Lada seems awful confident in her testimony. Lada, please, think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when you broke into the room?
I was murdered.
Lada, at a time like this? Town like this are perfect for snapping up shots. Anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murder at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Yeah, well, you see...
Order! Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony.
Yeah, sorry. Good, this shifts things back to my side.
For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix, right?
I have 40, actually.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Fitness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber.
When they entered...
One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was mine that was in.
It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey.
Exactly.
Rats, I'm trapped like one. Again. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am. That old witch chases out of the room, so... Old witch, does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Is there really no one else in there? What about...
Folding screen.
What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Rick Given! Huh? What in the... Rick Given, you know? You reckon? That's Rick Given. I took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind the folding screen.
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What? You got a problem?
Right, given, I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as reckon given... Ah!
Now then, Mr. Phoenix, right? Do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you?
Yeah, just as I thought. There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know he's telling the truth.
Enough. It seems there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey.
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant.
What am I going to do? If I just let this go...
What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say.
If I make one wrong move, I'm going to the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo?
Well, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor.
That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix, right? You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey.
I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument.
Enough.
Is this it? Is this all I could do?
I think it is quite obvious to the court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you. I told you. Totally 100% impossible.
Ms. Von Karma, do you have any further questions for the witness?
Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questioning, I presume?
I couldn't protect Maya. The defense.
Phoenix. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
Mia!
What the fuck?!
What the fuck? It's Pearl!
You didn't notice that at first?
Oh, I forgot she was with Wright in like the defense's like little area.
Hi, Pearl.
I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Pearls!
Tits.
Her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go.
But how? She's already taken away every advantage.
The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday?
Dr. Gray!
God damn, I have to read this line over and over, don't I? I was murdered.
What? Well, at a time like this, times like this are perfect for stabbing up shots.
You see, there's one final piece to this puzzle.
Yeah.
Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully.
Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period.
Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time.
Overruled.
Correct.
I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore...
It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that?
I have some place that I must go after this.
Damn.
Alright, I'll allow it. Ms. Hart, hurry and give us another testimony.
Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you... when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it.
See, you got through to the judge somehow, right?
Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got to him. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff, but I still managed to point my camera at Maya to take a shot.
Nothing sounds different from before.
Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections.
Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting.
Two, right? Two what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots.
But only one has been submitted as evidence.
Miss Hart, where's the other picture you've been withholding? No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know it can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself.
And why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet?
Well, it ain't obvious. The prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? Von Karma!
Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence.
Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like that? Or like this? You're as bad as your father. Beat the shit out of her. Your Honor, the defense asked that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court.
Well,
Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious.
But you hid evidence you found you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's that's not fair.
Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child?
I was so angry I lost my composure.
Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court?
I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all.
How could you think?
The pictures are more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence.
More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that?
If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it.
Ugh.
That is clearly not
That's
her.
clearly not
Giovanni's
my-
face from Pokemon.
What is this picture?
It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Fuck. Oh my god, I hate this. Well, it's a little off-center. But that's what you get with a nervous amateur.
I want to take a look at this next sheet real quick.
Look like? Oh no,
She
it
looks
looks like Ini's sister. It looks like Mimi. Remember seeing her face portrait?
Wait,
Is there no hole?
there's no.
There's no hole.
Oh, no, I know what we're gonna do.
And also her face, literally. I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey.
I can't believe no one has noticed this, like, 9-year-old transforming into Big Booba.
Big booba. What is the meaning of this?
This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya Fey? Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey.
Yes, I see that.
Big?
It's not just her face. Her whole body has taken on a different appearance.
There's only one conclusion that can be drawn, then. That somehow this other person stuck in and traded places with the defendant.
Order, order, order. Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey.
Mia, we did it!
You're too soft.
Huh?
You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix.
Damn.
Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face.
She smiling?
I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix, right?
Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that?
Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitors room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit.
Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person?
She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit.
It's unbelievable that she can.
Yet,
D.
it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may.
But Mia?
Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that the picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know this picture is illegal. But I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place.
What is she?
From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind.
I don't have even a single witty line.
It looks like we've been had.
I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey?
If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in the picture is not Maya? Shit. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck.
What did you
Bro, slacking.
say? I see the defense is staying silent on this one.
I think I just lost on accident because I did fucking misinput. Fuck. Yes. Yeah, I think I just lost. Whatever.
Did you just lose?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
When did you last save?
I'm gonna skip the last thing, it's fine.
Shouldn't it like autosave or something?
No, I just lost that one thing.
Bro.
I can just spam it, it's fine. Yeah,
I'll just
okay.
I'll just pause the recording until you get back.
Oh, wait, are we?
Oh wait, never
really?
mind.
Wait,
Oh, cool. I'll give it
we're
an
not
action.
fucked.
Okay.
We're not fucked.
Oh, thank God.
The judge is about to close the trial. You can't let
You
that
only-
happen.
Let's cut down to
You
this.
lost like 2 of those points.
No, whatever, who cares? Your Honor, within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now.
Is it now, Mr. Wright?
Please let me explain.
So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep.
Okay.
Why don't you point out exactly what is strange?
It's this sleeve, yes. Please direct your attention here.
Sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it.
And that's exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing.
Should be there. Ah!
There is a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well.
Miss Von Karma, you You intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this.
Alright, this should do some major damage to our argument.
Don't celebrate yet.
You like to bring on the mood, don't you?
Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face.
Bruh. She's got the constant grin pushed on all over her face again.
Tis tis, jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools.
What do you mean? And what incompetent fools?
If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case.
I see.
She's lying through her teeth, I know it. The woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything.
But you can't prove that. Franziska von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign the penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming.
Goddamn.
I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion.
No.
Poor Gumshoe.
In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet at its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none.
The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright?
Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for the contradiction. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether.
What?
Okay.
I said it. Did you not hear me? Okay.
No, you didn't.
Order! Order! Okay. If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial.
Well, I
The
mean,
the defense's argument is a complete mess.
a complete mess. I feel to see how. Please enlighten us.
Hey, witness.
Yeah. What the heck? Is there any way to ask a gal a favor?
Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room.
Well, you know,
I think I'm just gonna drop like the V and TH stuff. If you were lying,
know.
I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see.
look, sis, you're looking mighty scary. So why don't we say you? I swear, I wasn't laying on nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest.
You see, now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from?
Myself lately, all I want to do is cry.
That was screenshot
Well-
worthy.
If the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from?
That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on. You can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright.
I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this?
Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now?
Turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective.
Phoenix?
So, where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. Before we broke in, the third person was already in the room. And what if Maya had left the room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true.
Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with.
I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this.
Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary.
Damn, okay.
Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room.
Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from inside with that.
The defendant herself locked that door?
Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of its kind, after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say?
Wait, Mr. Phoenix, right?
Yes, it looks like she's catching on.
I'm afraid to ask, but... why is that key currently in your possession?
Huh? What do you mean?
If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her.
Yes, agreed.
However, she did not have a key at the time of her arrest. Well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time.
That's preposterous.
This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you.
No!
It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, this person, the defendant, is this the person, the defendant, or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma.
How can this be?
Super smash your desk.
At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible.
You want me to do it, Roxas?
Yeah.
There you go.
And I know you
I
did it.
did-
Your
I
mouse
did
went
print
all
it
over the
because-
place.
I did Franciscus dust. I mean, I hope you're happy.
Thanks. I'm happy.
My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you.
Stay mad, bitch.
I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict.
That's enough. If you two would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will be convened tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes. I felt I had no other choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah. It's not like anyone else there could have done that.
Nick. I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that third person could have gone into that room.
Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance.
Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me?
Sure. Alright, Pearls, you ready to go buy some tickets?
Hmm.
All right, I'm trying to.
Huh? Tick? Cat?
Poor thing. So sheltered.
Alright, I think this is where I'm stopping for tonight.
Alright.
Yeah, it's 12:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a good place to stop.